Hi, everyone. This is Dr. J, and welcome to week 2 of EDTC 614 Introduction to Distance Learning. Now, this week, we're going to start focusing on the work of Clark and Mayer. My personal opinion, and having taught this course multiple times and having distance learning being one of the main research areas that I focus on, I think we are really going to be getting into some real amazing, for lack of a better word, seminal work that exists around distance learning. And Clark and Mayer is definitely a set of authors that I go to when I am doing my research, my publications, but more importantly, when I want to think about the practices that I use in my classrooms or in my consulting work or in some of the work that I do in both educational and non-educational environments. I have a little bit of background in terms of not just teaching both at corporate institutions, higher education. In my early part of the career, I worked with K through 8 specifically in a variety of different, I would say, areas. But what's important is that when I think about the strategies, the tools, and the resources that I always go back to, Clark and Mayer are among the ones that I always go back to because they have provided what I consider to be the seminal work on distance and e-learning. So for this week, you are going to be reading those chapters 1 and 2, that will give you a foundation in terms of what is e-learning, how do we define e-learning, what is the promise of e-learning, and how, and more importantly, what pitfalls exist, which is going to relate to some other project, in this case, project 1 that we'll be working on in the coming weeks. That's going to bring us into chapter 2. Now, chapter 2 itself is really on how people learn from e-courses. And this piece, I think, is super important because it's important for us to understand that you just don't put a computer in front of someone and say, go learn. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So there has to be some instructional design around. There has to be some thought put into it. There has to be an intention around the activities, the discussions, especially when you're trying to design something at a distance. So this week, you're going to read chapters 1 and 2. You're also going to watch the introductory video that you're watching right now. You're also going to watch my primer video. I did a brief primer video just talking a little bit about the history at a very high level of distance learning, just to give you a little bit more grounding in terms of the discussions that we are going to be having this week. So in addition to that, there's 2 discussion board questions for this week that you'll need to complete, and they're based on the readings of chapters 1 and 2. Now, having said that, I am going to be providing you with some additional content in the next couple of days, specifically as we get closer to week 3 around project 1 and beginning to get you into the mindset of what you'll need to do for project 1. But before we can get to any of that, we need to cover chapters 1 and 2. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to your discussions. I'm enjoying the discussions that I'm seeing to date in the discussion board. So thank you for those of you that have already posted. And more importantly, for those of you who have not posted, looking forward to getting you started. But with that, if you have any questions, email me, reach out to me. I'll do my best to reach out and get back to you as quickly as possible. But in the meantime, reach out if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you online as we begin to go into this next chapter that I call week 2. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Take care and enjoy the rest of your week.